Hey everyone, Dante here with the Raging Geek, and today I want to talk about my recent visit to the Woodbridge Center Card Show, and that's in Woodbridge, New Jersey. They hold the card show every month, and it's usually in the middle of the month. This time it was Saturday, March 15th, and primarily it's Pokemon cards, and you'll have scattered about toy vendors and comic book vendors. And I usually stop by every time it goes on to see if anything new pops up. The last two times I went there, I've been kind of focused on one vendor, and I went back this time for my second time around. The vendor is called Sumo Comics, and really great selection of comic books and vintage toys. Had a nice long conversation with the owner. We connected. I was kind of curious, is it worth doing, the Woodbridge Center show? And he told me it was. It sounded, pretty good. As long as you got good stuff, usually the customers will follow. I haven't really sold at any straight up, comic or toy shows yet. It's been pretty much like general marketplaces, which, I mean, I don't want to say we're bad, but really, you question the amount of work you put into how much you get back. And, sometimes you're just like, maybe I won't do it this time around. But apparently, Woodbridge Center Card Show is a good place to sell. So I don't know, maybe check it out in the future. I actually was looking into it last month, and I kind of backed out, because of the weather. But it's getting warmer now, so I might look into it. But anyway, yeah. So as I said, bought a bunch of stuff last month from Sumo Comics, and like one other vendor, I think. Comic book vendor, but for the most part, the majority of stuff I bought was from Sumo. Went back there, pretty much went straight back there, and the vendors there seem to be pretty much the same overall, with the exception of maybe one or two. But yeah, a lot of the same vendors. I think it was a little more quiet this time, but it was also might be attributed to I went later in the day. Last time I went noon when it opens, and they're open pretty late actually for a show. It's a 7-hour show, so it goes from 12 to 7, which is pretty great. Most shows it's like a 4-hour window. Again, for me as a vendor, it's like there's a lot of work bringing all this stuff, setting it up, and for 4 hours, it just seems like a real big crunch to try to make up all those sales in that little time window. So I don't know. That's just my opinion. Feel free to comment if you're a vendor and you're okay with that kind of setup. But I like the it's either 11 to 7 or 12 to 7 window at the Woodbridge Center Card Show. So I believe the tables are like they're somewhere like around $150, give or take a few bucks. And feel free to correct me if I'm wrong. But okay, back to Sumo. So yeah, I went to Sumo again. Some nice new stuff. He picked up a couple of kaiju collections, and a lot of stuff caught my eye. A couple of things that I passed up on last time, which were still there, and I picked up. So we're just gonna go through it one by one. Not too much stuff, just a few items I have, and just take a look at what I got. And I actually need some help identifying one kaiju item that I got because I can't for the life of me find it anywhere. And it's related to Ultraman, and there's like so many different Ultraman suits. And I'm kind of like an Ultraman noob. So I'm not, I can definitely tell the difference between new Ultraman and old Ultraman, but as far as all the different variants, yeah, I'm like totally clueless. But, yeah, we'll go through it. And actually, I'll start off with that Ultraman suit. So, first item here, picked up this Ultraman. And this is it's like 18 and a half inch tall Ultraman. It's a 1997 Bandai. It's made in Japan. It's a vinyl. And, the waist, the arms, and the feet move. That's pretty much it. But really cool. I saw it. It was just towering over all the other figures and stuff. And I'm like, I don't really have one nice big Ultraman figure. I got a couple of the small 6-inch Bandais, but this was really cool. Real authentic from Japan. And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna pick up one of these. And got it for under $100, so I was pretty happy with that. And I was checking online. Some of them go for a couple $100. So thanks, Sumo. But yeah, I mean, it's got a few paint blemishes, but I mean, for the most part, I mean, it's pretty much like new. The only issue I did have with it is that sometimes it takes some doing to get him to stand without back support, and he'll tend to like either fall back or fall forward, which is fine. Really cool figure. And yeah, so my issue is, yeah, I couldn't find this exact power suit. And if anyone is a Ultraman connoisseur and can point me in the right direction on which suit this is, I really appreciate it, because I have no idea. I checked a lot of the Ultraman databases, and yeah, I can't find this guy. I mean, there's like similar, but nothing exactly like this. Specifically these right here, this design going out from his power crystal to his shoulders. Can't find anything. So yeah, if you know, please comment. Let me know. Educate me, please. So that was the first thing I picked up. Second thing I picked up was this guy. And it was funny. At first, we thought this was some type of spark maker, where it kind of rolls and the sparks fly out. Actually turned out to be a pencil sharpener. And silly me, I could have just probably looked inside, but I just took it for granted. Hey, it's a spark maker. I was gonna get it either. Whatever it does, I was gonna get it. I mean, it was cute. It was a Godzilla, and this is a 1998 band Presto. It's made in China, and yeah, it's a pencil sharpener. It uses 2 AA batteries, on and off switch. Haven't tried it out yet, but yeah, it basically looks like new. Yeah, they retail for about online on eBay about like $60. I got it for a lot less than that. And next, I got this mini Godzilla bank here for the same price as I got the pencil sharpener. Sumo hooking me up with the deals. Thank you, Sumo Comics. And this is, a coin bank. Nice. There's no branding on the bottom, but looks very 90-ish, from the 90s. I mean, I know it's a Heisei Godzilla, but, as far as when it was made, I mean, looking at the condition and the design, I mean, I'd venture to say it's, from the 90s or early 2000s. But yeah. Moving on, and one of the items I saw last time, this was a used original though Spider-Man Mego, 1974 Spider-Man Mego, and as a reproduction card back that came with it, and it's in the protective case here, but yeah, got this for a great price too. I think it was like around $60 or so. Nice vintage, very clean, tight, nothing wrong with it. But it's a really solid 1974 Spider-Man Mego, which I don't have one. It's funny, I have one of the suits from the 70s, Mego suits, and I have it on Stan Lee, but no Spider-Man Mego. So my first real Mego, or at least vintage Mego. You can't go to the card show where they're selling toys and not pick up any comics. So I was like, kept telling myself, I was like, I gotta get something. I gotta get some comic, But I didn't want to break the bank, because I also sell comics, so I try not to spend too much on comics unless it's like a real must-have for my personal collection. But I pretty much rather just buy a collection and then either keep whatever I might like in it and sell the rest. But yeah, saw this. Looked like a diamond in the rough. Real solid shape. And this is an early appearance of Blade. Marvel Preview presents number 3. And got it for a good price. I think he gave it to me for like 60. He had it listed for 80. Support from the CGC notes I see with this comic. It's like pretty much the highlights of the issue is the cover art. It's a Blade cover. And there's a pictographic story and history of Blade. So I guess it kind of goes over his origin in the book. But either way, a very early appearance of Blade. Very retro. Check it out. I mean, he's looking more like Urkel than Wesley Snipes. Yeah, very early Blade depiction. I thought it was cool. So I picked it up. Yeah, I have a feeling, depending on how this, this new Blade series, if they're doing the reboot, and it's unfortunate they didn't use Wesley in the reboot. Who cares about his age? I mean, he's a vampire, right? But I have a feeling like these are going to become more and more coveted as time goes on. I mean, there's just only one Blade, so if you can find them for on the cheap, I'd say pick them up. Definitely Bronze Age Blades. Get them. An oldie but a goodie. Well, not as far as how old the actual book is, but last month or a couple of months ago, I had this as one of my comic picks for the season. Yeah, as you can see, pretty much the cover has like every conceivable pop culture character on it. I thought it was a hot cover. Definitely a spec book in my opinion. May never amount to anything. I like it, especially for the Godzilla depiction in the back. And it's got a bunch of others. It's got aliens. You got Luke Skywalker there. Even got Gumby. But yeah, I always thought it was a cool cover. And for $3, my local comic store, no names, but has a lower grade copy than this for like $7. So for $3, I was just like, giddy. And I realize it's probably even $1 book, but it's hard to get anything you're really looking for I want to say under $5. So yeah, picked it up. One of my personal favorites, Amazing Spider-Man 413. Few Back in Black issues. Love this cover. Sensational Spider-Man, or The Sensational Spider-Man 36 and 37. $3 a piece. I love the art on these books. Another series I want to get, and because I saw the latest Venom. I think the King in Black, or the King of Black, where it has Null. Want to pick up that series at some point. And last but not least, I got this web sticker photo album here, and I had this when I was a kid. Probably 11 or 12 years old, and for $10, nostalgia buy. I was like, yeah, and it's in great shape. It's pretty much in mint. I don't know if the stickers are in it or if it's just a clean sticker book, but it'd be cool to find some sticker packs to go along with this and just kind of like have it as a combo, either for just display or maybe resale. Definitely something I had in my childhood that I've come to part with, not intentionally, either just misplaced over the years or have no idea where it is. But yeah, I got it. It's back. And that's it. As far as other comic vendors, I don't. I'll dabble in Pokemon cards because my son, he loves Pokemon cards. So whenever I see something and I got extra cash to burn, I'll browse the tables and surprise him with maybe an expensive graded card that I thought looks cool. I'm usually pretty good at that. Yeah, there was a couple of tables selling high-priced exclusives, and I don't know. I mean, for a venue like that, I don't think you're gonna get many people buying high-priced exclusives. I mean, I can't. I mean, just exclusives in general. Hundreds of dollars for some of these books, and I'm guilty too. I mean, I got a couple of, well, I want to say unique pieces on my store that I listed for a high price, and that's just like, let's see what happens. A couple of remarked books, signed 9/8, things like that. Overall, though, Woodbridge Center card show. Yeah, definitely a lot of Pokemon stuff, a lot of pop vendors, and a lot of toy vendors. I don't think that toy vendors, and this is just anecdotal. I have no idea. I mean, I could be totally wrong, but I feel like a lot of the toy vendors selling newer toys, I don't see a lot of people buying that stuff unless they missed it on the retail end. When I go there, I'm looking for vintage retro toys. Other than that, not as many comic vendors. I'd say in total, comic vendors was probably like 5 for the whole show. Out of, I don't know how many tables, probably like 50 tables maybe. But yeah, you had like 5 comic vendors, either 25 to 30 Pokemon tables, the rest toy and pop, miscellaneous toy and pop vendors, and then yeah, you had like a few comic book vendors. But great place to visit. So if you're in the Central Jersey area, Woodbridge, New Jersey, check out the Woodbridge Center Card Show, which also has toys, comic books, and more. And check it out. Really cool. Find your ideal vendor there. There's usually like one vendor there that's gonna have what you're looking for. A lot of variety. Take a look. I recommend it, and I will be going back next month. So this was the Raging Geek. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. Come again soon, and take care.
Raging Geek.